Hi, I'm Jane Michael, and today I want to talk to you about visual aids. Not PowerPoint, but visual aids in other forms. As you can see, I have on 20 extra pounds. 2 years ago, I had 20 extra pounds on my body, and my knees were starting to hurt, so my doctor said, why don't you lose some weight? So it was a little harder than I thought, but I managed to shed 20 pounds, and each of these is 4 pounds. Looks awfully big, doesn't it? We don't think of 4 pounds as being that much weight. But now when I walk down the hall to a class with this on, my knees hurt by the time I arrive at that class. So I'm very thankful to take this weight off. Sometimes it makes a nice thunk sound as I take them off, which adds to a visual aid. If you can add sensory information of any kind, whether it's smell or taste or touch, it adds to the effect of the visual aid, and it makes it memorable. Now, when you think about, oh, I picked up 5 pounds, I hope you'll remember just what 5 pounds represents. Over the holidays, I managed to lose or gain 2 pounds. Now, here's 1 pound, and that's what 1 pound looks like. That second pound I put on after Christmas adds that much weight. So you can see it's pretty hard to take off that kind of weight, even though only 1 or 2 pounds sounds like such a little amount of weight. Another way that you can use visual aids effectively is to show that there is a big difference in using words versus using a picture. This is a description of a magic trick, and in this magic trick it says, before you begin, fill a jug with an absorbent material, a sponge, and then wedge a paper cup close to the lip of the pitcher. Fill the paper cup with orange soda. Then, with much fanfare, pour a cup of water onto the sponge and avoid the paper cup. Then pour the soda into a glass. Wave your hand, and magically you can use this to transform water into milk or orange soda. Now, those words probably are pretty confusing, not real clear how to do the trick, but this one picture shows it, and you can grasp it in just 2 seconds. Here's the picture. The sponge is wedged in here. The little cup of soda is wedged in by the sponge, as you can see in this diagram. And when you say abracadabra and you tip it, the orange soda comes out instead of the water. So in this case, a picture truly is worth 1,000 words. A picture plus video plus motion plus additional sources can make your visual aid memorable, something your class will never forget. Another technique is to juxtapose, and juxtapose means put side by side for the sake of comparison. In this clever picture, you can see that 3 different Halloween costumes were made from thrift store items and then the professional costumes that were purchased. In this case, the thrift store costume cost $11 and the one that was bought in the package cost $36. So it's a nice way to show how similar the 2 items are without having to spend twice the money. Now in this one, this is advertising Tony Horton's weight loss program. And they love to do before and after pictures for weight loss programs. So you can see these 3 examples, but if you look a little closer, let's focus on the top one. And if the visual aid is larger, the audience will be able to see it better. Isn't it curious what they have done there in this before and after? They have turned a rather dumpy white guy into a very sexy African American guy. So be careful when you look at those befores and afters, especially in weight loss. They do a lot of tricky things with them. One technique that I've shown my students how to do is to turn something into a table to make it easier to understand. This student had a wonderful speech on earmarks and how much the taxpayers pay for all these absurd purchases. You can see that in the text, and if I were to read the text, it would be much more difficult to understand. $2 million for the Appalachian Fruit Lab. $231,000 for e-commerce research, $693,000 for beef improvement research. But if you would take that and put it in a table format, it's much easier to see, and you can compare the cost and look at the size of the numbers much better. You can see where the big ticket items are and where the small expenses are. the idea of having a model, and when you can show an audience something in 3D, they will remember what it is. This is Frank Lloyd Wright's The Guggenheim Museum in New York. And once you've seen this and you realize that the building is completely round, you'll recognize it. It was recently in a commercial, and it was recently on one of the television crime shows. And now that you've seen it in 3D, I hope if you ever see it again, you'll remember it and you'll know that it is the Guggenheim and it was created by Frank Lloyd Wright. Let your imagination go, have fun with your visual aids, and see what examples you can come up with that would provide analogies and metaphors. Have fun with them. Thank you.